Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of the Iona Athletics Podcast, your source for all the latest news surrounding the Iona Gaels. I'm your host, Mike Phillips. We got a good show for you this week. We're going to be joined in just a bit by Jack Hopkins from the Iona cross country team. The cross country squad getting ready for the MAC championships this weekend, so a good chance to sit down with Jack, reflect on the season as a whole, get some of his story as well. He has a very interesting story. That's coming up in a bit. And make sure you're locked in until the end of the podcast, where we'll give you the full schedule for the upcoming week in Iona Athletics. But first, it's time for our weekly recap, which starts right now. Let's go ahead to Tuesday, October 22nd. The Iona golf team took part at the St. John's Quad Meet. They finished second out of 4 teams at the meet. Junior Justin Burkhammer was the low scorer for the Gaels with a plus 272 round, so good round for Justin there. And the MAC basketball preseason coaches poll and the all-MAC teams were announced. On the men's side, the men's basketball program, which, by the way, in case you have forgotten, has won 4 straight MAC championship tournaments, is ranked number 1 preseason. E.J. Crawford and Tawan Agee are preseason all-MAC first team, while Asante Gist was named preseason all-MAC second team. The women's basketball program was picked 9th in the preseason polls, while Juana Camilleon was named the preseason all-MAC third team. So that's the preseason storylines for the basketball programs. On Wednesday, October 23rd, Iona men's soccer escaped with a thrilling 3-2 win against Niagara at Bozzella Field. Lenny Lopez scored the game-winning goal in the 90th minute. It missed a PK, but guys on rebound put it in the back of the net. Great effort there from Lenny Lopez. Najee Romero and Mauro Bravo also scored for the Gaels, who picked up a huge victory at this critical juncture of the season. Women's soccer went on the road, lost to Fairfield 8-1. Amber Crispin scored the lone goal for Iona in the defeat. As far as the MAC Cross Country Weekly Awards, that came out on Wednesday. Egle Morinete and Ahab El Sandali swept the awards for Iona, so good job for those guys. And some more basketball news. Mo Tiem and Isaiah Washington both were granted NCAA legislative relief waivers and are eligible to play for the men's basketball team this season, so a big boost to the hopes of the Gaels going for the 5 feet. Let's go ahead to Saturday, October 26th. Women's soccer senior day won the home finale against Canisius 1-0. Samantha Hogan scored the only goal of the afternoon. Angelia DeChico got her first career shot. She picked up 3 saves in net. Men's soccer in a big second-place showdown in the men's soccer table got a road win against Quinnipiac 2-1. Mauro Bravo assisted Iona's first goal and scored the game winner. Najee Romero got the initial goal, and that was the 6th road victory for Iona, more than any other team in the conference this year. Men's swimming and diving lost to Bryant 175-119. Daniel Hattery had 2 wins for Iona in the 200 and 500 free. Women's swimming and diving also lost to Bryant 222-72, but positive for Taylor Spillman, who won her first collegiate race. Iona volleyball lost to Niagara in straight sets. J.B. Smith had a team-high 10 kills and 12 digs for the Gaels in defeat. Men's water polo went out to the Julian Fraser Memorial, and they lost their first 2 matches. Fresno Pacific beat the Gaels 12-9. Andrew Brzovic had 3 goals for Iona, while Lester Machado and Patrick Hudak had 2 goals. Hudak also had 3 exclusions drawn. And finally, on the second match of the day for them, Santa Clara defeated Iona 16-7. Lester Machado, Patrick Hudak, 2 goals each. And finally, on Sunday, October 27th, Canisius defeated Iona volleyball in straight sets, as Iona did not have much luck in the Buffalo trip. Jamie Smith had 8 kills, 11 digs for the Gaels, and former podcast guest Jessica Palucci had 20 digs for Iona in the defeat. And that will do it for the weekly recap. Our interview with Jack Hopkins is coming up right after this.
Baby, we were born to run.
All right, we are back on the Iona Athletics Podcast. Joining us in the studio this week, our second member of the Iona Cross Country program. We spoke to Coach Joe Pienta in the very first episode of the Athletics Podcast. Today we have a member of the team, Jack Hopkins, a distance runner, is in the studio with me. Jack, welcome. How are you today?
Great, thank you. Yeah, thank you for having me on. It's an honor to be here, and hopefully I can follow in Coach Pienta's footsteps.
Yeah, well, Coach Pienta was very entertaining. I'm sure you're going to be very entertaining as well. So let's start with a little bit of your background here. So starting from the beginning, what about the sport of running drew you towards it? And you said, you know what, I want to be a runner.
So I'm going to be honest with you. At the very start, what drew me to running was the fact that I was able to get time off school. So when there was a meet, I was able to have a day off school and go off to a meet, and then I guess I just started doing well from there. I played other sports as well, but this was the one I excelled in the most, so that's why I ended up choosing it. I guess when you do well at something, it's something that you carry on.
I can totally relate to that motivation. As you know, when you're a kid, you're like, I don't want to go to school, and you're like, here's a chance to not go to school for a day. Like, sure, I'll run.
Exactly. Like someone volunteered me, and I was just happy to just have a day off. So that's kind of what drew me originally. But obviously, it's a great sport as well. So.
Yeah, and people who are not aware, you're from Wales, so how did you find out about Iona, and what drew you to the school once you found out about it, made you decide to come?
So I guess the recruiting process back home is a little different to the American kids tend to know about the NCAA. At least I didn't. Coach Bento was one of the first people to get in touch with me, and I honestly thought it was a scam at first. Like, to get a scholarship out to somewhere in the States, I didn't think it was real, but that's how I found out about it. And then other schools started getting in contact, and eventually I took a visit here, and the rest is history.
The rest is history, as he would say. So you're part of a very unique culture around this program here. So what are some adjectives that you feel like best describe this program?
That's a great question. So I think family, strong, and nat, I think are three big adjectives that describes us. We're honestly one of the closest teams I think that they could possibly be in the NCAA. Hence, family, strong. We're all very involved with one another, and Nat comes from a film called Borat, and it's been one of our big inside jokes over the year, where you basically say something that isn't true and then you say Nat afterwards. So I think that's a great adjective for us to use.
One of your themes as a team is the idea of assembled in the USA. You guys have talented runners from across the globe, yourself included, from Wales, people from all over the world. So how cool is it, being another international student athlete, to be a part of a team that embraces and highlights so many different personalities, different cultures as part of one team?
I think that's what makes us strong, and that's what makes us close. I mean, I've learned so much about different cultures over the years, and I know a lot of the Americans say the same thing. Like, we had a Kenyan guy in the team I was on the team with for 4 years. He graduated last year, Gilbert, and just learning some of the things that like he went through, like when he was younger, and his upbringing, and it just humbles you. And I think that's one thing that we all want to learn about everyone else's culture. So that it's such a big thing about our team, I think, because we all respect each other, and we respect our backgrounds, but we also get to learn about them and then incorporate that in our lives as well. So yeah, it's great.
Yeah, let's go in on you for a little bit. So this has been a journey for you. You battled through some injuries in the past, so you finally made back to long distance running this year. And what was it like for you when you competed and finished well at the Media Champions earlier this year?
Honestly, I'm getting goosebumps now just thinking about it. I obviously hadn't run a cross-country race properly in about 3 years before that. There was a time here where I didn't think I was going to get back running at all. I had to have 2 surgeries done, but I'm going to say I owe a lot of my, accomplishments. I owe a lot of that to, obviously, the coaches for continuing to believe in me, but also our athletic trainer, Ellie, who's part of our team. She's been absolutely amazing, and so the strength program I went on with her and the countless hours I've spent in there with her, she's made all that possible. So then just to get out there with the team is great for me. I mean, I too many times have I been supporting on the sidelines, screaming to my teammates. So it's just great to be doing what I love and doing what I came out here to do. So yeah.
Yeah, so last weekend, you and your teammates made a huge statement at the pre-nationals. Iona finished third in the 8K Blue Race among 38 teams, with 11 of them nationally ranked. So what was your mindset heading into that event, and what was the team's reaction after the final standings started to leak out?
Honestly, when you go into a meet like that, we know there's going to be some great teams, but we also have talked about it since we came back from we came into our preseason camp, that we've got an opportunity to do something special this year, and the belief has been like running through our team the entire time. We know what we're capable of. We like flying under the radar because it's what we've done for years. People don't believe in us. You know, we do have a very international team. A lot of some of the rankers don't like that. You know, they like to have these teams that are like only Americans on the team. So for us, our mindset was just just be ourselves, run to our full potential, and we did that. And unfortunately, I was the 7th man out of 7 on our team. But for me, the disappointment of the race quickly diminished when I realized that we had just come 3rd and we had just beaten Washington, who were 4th. They were ranked 4th in the nation. We had just beaten some serious teams. So it was just nice to be able to showcase what we can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Director Pienta always talks about getting ready for the championship season. He mentioned that when we talked to him on the podcast earlier this year. Now the season's here. So next up for you guys, you got the MAC championship, followed by NCAA events. Is there some sort of light switch or something of that sort that just gets turned on with you guys this time of the year? Just you kick into another year?
Yeah, so I mean, the MAC Championship, as you know, is we've done 28 consecutive years we've won. With that comes a pressure. Every year, you don't want to be on the team that loses. You don't want to be part of that squad that messes up. But at the end of the day, it's championship season now. We have 3 main races left: the MAC Championship, a regional meet, and obviously we want to make it then to nationals. But when championship season comes around, I think things just get that little bit more serious. You notice a change in the locker room. Everyone's trying to do the little things, making sure they're getting on top of stretching, getting on top of doing their drills after runs, making sure you're getting your recovery in. So it is a bit of a mindset change, because now, I mean, at the end of the day, 4.5 weeks' time, we're done with our season. It's a short season cross country, and it comes and goes very quickly. So we want to be able to take advantage of that as best we can. So. Yeah,
you brought up the 28 straight MAC championships. That's no joke. The bar's set, and now you guys are aiming to raise it one more time. So what's your mindset heading to a race like that where you know that everyone else saying we have to beat Iona, we have to end the streak? What's the mindset you guys have to say, we're going to do what we have to do to maintain that streak another year?
Yeah, I mean, we go in, again, same mindset as pre-nats, just executing what we've been doing in training. A lot of us we all trust the process in terms of our training and in terms of our sessions. And we all know that we're all in a great spot. We all know that if we can get out there on race day and pack up, we're lucky enough that we've got a tight enough squad where we can all run together. And I guess the game plan is just to try and run away from everyone else towards the start. That's what it's been over the last couple of years. But yeah, I mean, it is nerve-wracking to think. I was here my freshman year here. The girls lost their streak, and they'd been about 9 straight or 10 straight at the time. And I just remember that feeling around, even though it wasn't us. I just remember that feeling then, and you definitely don't want that. But we're confident in ourselves. We're as I said, we trust the coaches. So.
Again, Max coming up this weekend for the Iona cross country team. Jack Hopkins, guys are coming by the studio to do the interview today, and best of luck to you guys coming up.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, and there you have it. That was Jack Hopkins from the Iona men's cross country team. For the full interview with Jack Hopkins, go to youtube.com/ICGales. Again, that YouTube channel, youtube.com/ICGales.
Sunday, Monday, happy days. Tuesday, Wednesday, happy days. Thursday, Friday, happy days. The weekend comes, my cycle hums, ready to race to you.
All right, we are back. It is time to look ahead to the week to come in Iona athletics. We will start right away with Monday, October 28th. The golf team will be competing on the second day of the 2019 Metropolitan Intercollegiate in West Orange, New Jersey. Again, day 2 of the 2019 Metropolitan Intercollegiate for the Iona golf team. Wednesday, October 30th, coming up, men's soccer playing Ryder at 3 at Mazzella Field, a big matchup in the MAC men's soccer table. Women's soccer on the road to take on Ryder same day. And the men's water polo program will be on the road. They're taking on St. Francis, Brooklyn. Friday, November 1st, the Iona volleyball team will be taking on Fairfield at 7 at the new Heinz Athletic Center, while the swimming program will be on the road. They'll be taking on Providence. Saturday, November 2nd, busy day for the Gaels. Let's start with the Iona rowing program. They'll be hosting the Fall Metropolitan Championships. Iona cross-country program and Jack Hopkins will be at the MAC Championships trying to bring home another MAC title for the Gaels. Men's water polo hits the road, take on MIT. Men's soccer hosting Marist at 1 at Mazzella Field. That is senior day for the men's soccer team, so come on out, support the seniors for this team. Again, also another big matchup in the men's soccer table as the Iona men's soccer program trying to host another playoff game at Mazzella this year. Also a pair of basketball exhibitions to talk about. Iona women's basketball will be hosting Kutztown. The men's basketball program will be hosting Mount St. Vincent. Both those events will be at the Heinz Athletic Center. And the men's water polo team will be at Harvard. Last but not least, Sunday, November 3rd, Iona volleyball will be home to take on Quinnipiac at 1 at the Heinz Athletic Center. Men's water polo will be at Brown. And that will do it for your week in Iona athletics. For a full schedule of games, times, and everything you might want to know and more about Iona athletics, check out our website, www.icgaels.com. You can also follow us on social media. Just search for our handle at @ICGales across all major social media platforms. That will do it for this episode of the Iona Athletics Podcast. New episodes come out every Monday. Until then, keep fighting the good fight, Gael Nation.